Or there was even kids who would cut their underwear and like so it would rip easily. Not wedgie. He didn't wear underwear. He's like, joke's on you.
Joshua, he does it again and again, and the haters are just gonna hate every time. I mean, you saw it?
I saw the fight. Yeah, in the beginning, even the announcers were saying, "Oh, he looks a little bit relaxed. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's not being as confident." And he just proved them wrong. He was being patient.
The captain. You see, you know what the beautiful part about it is, though? It's kind of like the guy who was fighting Pulev. If we ever fought, you'd kind of be Pulev. And I'd be AJ, because I think you have a strong chin. I mean, maybe I'm honestly overestimating you. I don't know if you even have a strong chin, to be honest.
Dude, if we fought, I would destroy. You've never fought anyone. Hey, you've never been in I did taekwondo, dude. So your boxing might be better than me, but getting.
So you have your cute little leg kicks. You have your cute leg kicks. That's cool. But at the end of the day, can you throw a solid right? I don't know if you can.
It was still like punching and getting in closer. I don't think you understand distances when you're actually in a fight.
That's funny, because wait, how tall are you again?
Height does not matter. Height does not matter. 6'4". Who's winning? Then we can.
We've been talking about this so long. We actually have to do it. You know, I'm so ready.
If we do it, but I'm gonna lie on you, dude, because I don't want to hurt you. I genuinely don't want to hurt you.
No, I know. I really don't want to see you on the floor. Honestly, I don't want anyone snapping. That'd be really bad.
I don't want you to be Nate Robinson out here. Like he was talking like you called me out, right? You see that? You see how it works with the person who calls the other person out? Usually gets.
It's funny because it took you a while to respond to my challenge, no?
Dude, I'm ready. I've been ready. I think all talk out here. Just all talk.
I think Joshua used his distance so well. I feel like he's become like technically better, you know, like he can knock anyone out, but he fought that fight so technically, like just keeping his distance, played it so well.
Honestly, yeah, I thought it was done that third round because he knocked him down twice.
Pulev's chin is ridiculous.
Speaking about like heights, dude, Logan Paul and Mayweather, the height thing also like plays like you think it's gonna make a huge difference. But I don't think it will because.
You think Floyd's got him? I think Floyd. I mean, Floyd's a professional. You have to remember, he's a professional. Like he's 50-0 for a reason.
Dude, he's like the best, undisputed, one of the greatest boxers ever. Like no one can.
I think he is the greatest boxer. Like for real. it's a different ballgame being a YouTuber and being an actual professional.
If you ask me, like with Floyd being the greatest boxer, I think he waited, bro. Like Manny Pacquiao, he didn't fight him at his peak. He fought him on the decline, and that could be seen as being smart. But I think they needed. There was a time where they needed a fight at their peaks. They got more pay-per-views when like they fought. I think it was 2016 or 2015, and he was smart with that decision. But if he had fought him at his peak, I think it would have been a different story. Like we don't know though. That's
maybe
a conversation.
I think Joshua's kind of done the same thing though, because he was supposed to fight Wilder like 5 years ago, and his promoter Eddie Hearn like kept ducking the fight, and he kind of waited. And Wilder's obviously a bit older than Joshua. He's like 35 now, and Joshua's been waiting for that fight, and obviously Wilder lost to.
Oh, is he that old now? I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, no, he's aging, but I mean his power is still insane. And Wilder's so weird, man. I don't get his style.
Dude, he's so like unorthodox. It's insane.
His legs are just like this far apart, but his right is ridiculous.
That last fight, I thought Tyson Fury was gonna win. I remember I went out to this bar in Atlanta the night before the fight, and I was just like, I was drinking a little bit sauced up, and I just met this random dude. He's like, "Are you watching the fight tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro." And he's like, "Come to my place. I have this big mansion." I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Did you actually go?
No, I didn't go to his place, but I watched the fight, and yeah, it was crazy. It was insane.
How's life, bro? Honestly, we just kind of wanted to do this podcast just to have. It feels like it's been a while since me and you kind of caught up. You know, like we've been having all these guests on, but just to talk about our lives. I feel like we both have a lot going on right now. I mean, I, for one, am in London where it's just miserable outside. It's so bad.
Every day it's the same?
Every day it's just rainy. But honestly, it's been, because I haven't been here for like a year and a half, 2 years now. But coming back and just going to all these places, because I lived here for 16 years, right? So it's like going everywhere. I walked by my school yesterday and it just brought back so many memories, honestly. Like the kids, because they call it, do they call it secondary school in South Africa? I can't remember.
It's middle school. Are you talking about high school?
Like after middle school. Yeah, it's like kind of high school. It's like the early part of high school.
Primary school. We call it primary school. Like
yeah, we call it primary school, but then secondary school is like right after, right?
Which is high school. Primary school is from first grade.
I guess. Yeah.
And then high school
might be different
in South Africa. But yeah, continue. So how was it like walking past the school? Was it big?
It brought back. So my school just looks like a prison. It's actually orange and black, and there's like these walls are just depressing, and they go really high up. It's like you're stuck in that school. And I remember just feeling that way too. But just seeing the kids inside, like I went to a really bad secondary school. Like a lot of the kids would be troublemakers. A lot of them were in gangs, and it's crazy going to a school like that. I mean, obviously you wouldn't be able to tell I went to a school like that because obviously I'm kind of smart, you know how it is. But nah, just seeing these kids, like they looked the kids looked much more younger, like innocent, if that makes any sense. Like the kids, when I went there, it felt like everyone was like a bully. Everyone was tough. Everyone had their own ego. Like, bro, I was remembering some of the games we used to play in the playground because the teachers didn't give a shit. They wouldn't like, you know how like, I don't know how it is in South Africa, but when you have like recess and stuff, would teachers be like outside, like monitoring the students?
Yeah, there'd be a few teachers that are monitoring, but we also had prefects. They were like monitors that would watch over all the kids, and you each had like I was a prefect. Goody fucking teacher.
Oh, really?
I was a goody teacher, honestly. Like I stuck to the rules like for the most part. And they would all like watch. You'd have like sections. But that was like I was honestly so sick because then I got to like know. I had like the grade 3s. I had like class that I had to like check up on. Like all the kids were there. And you just get to know, like little kids, and it teaches you to become a leader. So that was sick as hell. Like
because we didn't have any we had no teachers or anything, right? So we played these crazy games, and I was remembering this one. It's actually how I got I have this massive scar on my knee. It's like the only scar I have, and it's the craziest game. So basically you have a team. But the team that's being chased has a word, and each person on the team that's being chased has one specific letter. And basically, the kids who are chasing you, it's such a messed up game. They chase you, and once they catch you, they basically beat you up until you gave up your word. But like when I say beat you up, I mean like throwing haymakers while you're on the ground. Like there was no mercy.
So
and unfortunately, I was. Yeah.
No, we had a similar game too. So we played outside, and you'd all try like they call it ishi bobo. Like they hit it through your legs, so it's like a nutmeg. They like you. So you're just skilling around with the ball. Then you try like nutmeg the person, and then as soon as you nutmeg the person, we called it ishi bobo. And
you just beat the hell out of him.
Beat the guy up, and he would just run away. And you have to like go touch a wall or something. Yeah, just boom on someone's arm. It was crazy.
Nah, I was gonna say so I remember one time this kid was getting chased, and especially if you don't like the kid, it's game over for the guy. So I remember him running. He was running through he'd go inside and run through because we had the inside that connected to the playground in the back. So he was doing whatever he could to get away. He was probably running to one of the teachers because he knew he was about to get the life beaten out of him. Anyway, I remember so our school was pretty diverse. So we had 3 groups. We had the posh white kids, which was, that wasn't really me. I wasn't that posh. We had the jocks, which were the sporty people. I was kind of in that. And then we had the Somalian people. And they were all in our separate groups. But now we'd some people would come together and be in all the groups. But anyway, I just remember 5 Somali guys and like 2 white guys just chasing this kid, and they catch him on the basketball court, and there's literally a teacher like right there, and they just pull this kid, and I was like kind of chasing after because I just wanted to see what happened. They pull this kid and they just start like going at him, and the teacher like actually had to drag the kids off him. He was bleeding and everything. He actually had to go to like the local hospital. It was so bad, and that was the end of that game.
We had other games like that too. Open gate. We would like line up on the side. How do I explain this? So So there'd be one kid who's it. Usually it'd be like they'd choose a slow fat kid who's like it, who has to like chase someone. Then there'd be like other people so there's one kid like in front of you, and then there's like 20 people, and then you have to like get to the other side, and he has to chase one of the kids. And the more people he touches, you're it, and then like the next time you go on the other side, then you keep running until there's like one person, and so you could be alone, and there's like all like 10 people trying to chase you, and then like with the guy, sometimes that shit got violent, and you would just literally trip people. People would trip.
Wait, what's the goal of the game?
To just like be the last man standing, and then just get to the other side. So then, if you're the last person and there's everyone else is it, like there's 19 people and you're the last person and you get to the other side, then you win. But then everyone's like chasing you, and sometimes you would like, it would also be like tackle open gate. So that's where you like, they have to put you on the ground. So people would literally just like trip you and shit like that.
Jeez. I don't know how the teachers didn't stop these games, because they would like, for the most part, they weren't there, but they'd see and they'd honestly, I saw teachers walk away before because they just didn't want to deal with it.
I have a crazy ass story. So my eighth grade, I go to my new high school that I got to, and it was a boarding school. The first 2 weeks, I was a weekly boarder, so I had to go home every weekend. The first 2 weeks, we were there having fun, like getting to know everyone. First week, like everyone was like really nice. The prefects, those were like the older kids, the matrics, grade 12s, that's what we called the matrics. They like monitored us and everything. And I don't know, I think it was actually no, it was a month into school, like when this happened. And this is still the beginning. It was a Friday, and we're all just like still like getting to know each other, just like screwing around and shit. And then I don't know who came up with this idea, but we get bed sheets, like legit bed sheets. Everyone's in a circle, like around the bed sheets. We put one person in the middle. You go like this, 1, 2, then you like throw them up in the air, and you fly like, if you're skidding, you fly so high. So there were like 3 other people that went before this one kid that went. He went before, actually, and he's like, I want to go again. He goes, like, this is his second time going. We throw him up, and I, like, mind you, one of my best friends is going to go next, and I was going to go after that, because it looked so fun. So we throw this, like, kid up, like, really high this time. Went, boom. He's like this, and he's just, like, shaking in the air. He lands, and then he's like, guys, I think I broke my wrist. His arm. And then we're like, bro, you're joking. Like, what do you mean? Then he like looks up at us. His wrist literally goes like this. Literally goes like this. And we're just like, and we're 13, 14, seeing this. And we just don't know what to do. We're like, what?
Did you tell the teachers?
Obviously, yeah, we told the teachers. And then, yeah, he went to hospital. And then we all like playing that game. Yeah, we all got into shape. And then he had this huge scar.
Oh my god! I have one more game and then we'll move on. But have you ever had this thing at my secondary school as well? This isn't even a game, to be honest. This is just cruel. I don't know why this thing existed, but one person would be standing up, and you'd randomly just go up to them, and you'd like start talking to them, just kind of distract them. And it's honestly the worst thing ever. And another kid would come behind and basically get down on his knees behind the kid and like be like that. So it's like your back's like up, and then the kid in front would just push you. And it was actually so dangerous. You could literally like break your neck this way, and they'd push you over, and you'd like fall over the kid, and you'd like fall on your fucking head. To be honest, like it was so bad. And it was just, did they have anything like that in South Africa? They'd at least do it on AstroTurf. They have the decency to do that.
Dude, actually, that reminds me of another time. I don't know where these kids found out these like things to do. We're
The game was so bad. I don't understand that one.
We're in boarding school, so it's just guys, and you get bored as hell. You don't know what to do. And we had to hand in our phones. We only got them for 2 or 3 hours at the end of the night in 8th grade, and then 9th grade, like we were able to have our phones.
That must have been so nice. Jeez.
Not having
to not go on your phone.
No,
yeah.
In the beginning, no, it wasn't. But like now I look back and it was dope as hell.
Now you look back, like being in the moment. Anyway,
We're bored as hell. This one guy's like, oh, I know this thing where you go, so you put your arms like this and you breathe, hyperventilate, then they put you against they push you like
they push you. Oh, I hate that. That's so, and they pass out.
I'm like, what are these fucking people doing? This is retarded.
Like, not a game either. That's cruel.
They catch you in the. Oh, dude, there's so many stories. They catch you when you pass out.
Have you done it?
One kid, I didn't do it. No, I was like, that's ridiculous.
That's stupid.
And this one kid, he's doing it. They push him. Someone didn't catch him, and then he landed, boom, like on his neck. And I think he was out for like 3 seconds. People were like tripping. They didn't know what to do. That game I wasn't involved in, I didn't get in trouble with, but and then so if it was your birthday, bro, they would just shit on you. And it was, I don't know what we didn't call it anything, but if it was your birthday, you would get wedgied, bro. You get wedgied. And I'm not talking about like a baby wedgie. Like some people literally got hung onto towel racks by their underwear. And people's underwear like broke. This one kid.
How can a kid let that happen? Seriously.
You don't let it happen. There's multiple people. Like, let's say there's 10 people on you. There's some people that would fight.
I'd go down swinging. Oh, God.
There are some people that would fight. There's people that would let it happen. Or there was even kids who would cut their underwear and like so it would rip easily. Not wedgie. He didn't wear underwear. He's like, joke's on you. My birthday was in the holidays, and I thank God, man.
No, same. My birthday's in the holidays as well. I actually thank God for that one. There was another. Did you ever have like in the locker rooms? I'm sure you had like locker rooms like before you like do sports activities and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like just PE, like regular PE. And they're like these kids. It's like you always have a couple kids who just think they're the shit. You know, they're the top guys. Like you don't really mess with them because they're like big egos. Anyway, they basically find the kids that just didn't have as much confidence. Oh God, they'd literally just take their belts off and whip them, like ruthlessly.
Oh yeah.
Like just whip them.
Yeah.
Wait, you sound familiar with that too? Did you have that as well?
Dude, yeah, that shit used to happen. The fights literally every week. There was a point where I was like, damn, dude, I always miss recording these fights. And legit, that same day, I was with my friend, we were walking to class. A huge ass fight just breaks out. I think I had like the iPhone 6, and that's just when slow-mo came out. I was like, damn, I've been got it in slow-mo and everything. And the dope part about like fights there, if you're fighting, they just let you fight. I think that's the best thing, because how shit is it, dude? Like, let's say we're fighting. I throw a punch.
Yeah.
You get knocked, and then the fight just breaks up, or someone just breaks us up. Fuck that. Then I'm going to be mad, and I want to fight you back. So I think it's let people fight. Once there's a winner, or like, let's say someone's getting pummeled, then you break it up, I think. But
Damn, you're about that gladiator life. Holy.
Because you genuinely like let your frustration out. Because I think, the reason this fight happened was because the guy was talking shit about the other guy's girlfriend, like saying she's ugly and all this shit behind his back, and then someone else told him about it, and and also, okay, another thing too, we had a code, no fucking snitching. We called it busting. Like, if you bust Talon, you're done, bro. There was this one kid, I forgot his name, but he snitched on like one of the grade 12s, the prefects, for something stupid, and then the grade 12, like the prefect got in trouble. And legit the next day, when everyone found out, he's walking to school. We had to walk to school every day, but our campus living was right there. so it's probably like half a mile like, to get to class. And on his whole walk, there's literally a line of people just saying, "Bust, you bust." That's like basically saying you bitch, bro, because you're like you snitch, you snitch.
You snitch.
Everyone's just like shitting on this guy, like nonstop, repeatedly. And yeah, like so you would not snitch, but I like it made you stronger and like tougher. And there were kids who just left the school because they couldn't handle it like mentally, and yeah, you just deal with it. It kind of reminded me of like the like military too. I had
Back to your point.
I had points where I wanted to quit, and I was like, "Fuck this, so stupid! All these rules and everything." It was literally like the military. We had first year I was in these dorms. There was.
Wait, can I ask you something real quick? Would you'd say you've become like a lot mentally tougher just from that experience of going to boarding school?
100%. That shaped me. 100%.
How so would you say? Just the fact being away from home, or just like seeing all these different experiences and how you were treated? Or what was it specifically?
Being away from home, and also you get into this cycle of you get into the cycle of doing the same thing in high school, and just the bond that you build, especially like that first year, the bond that I built with all those people there, I'm still like close to them now. They're still like my like brothers for life. Like it was genuinely like that. Like the stories we have, just the moments we like created with each other is inseparable. And I think people don't have that in high school at all. So just the bonds that you create, and not having your phone, and also just being able to stick to a schedule like that, and just taking orders, because it just showed me how much I hate taking orders, but I'm able to do it and just do it. You're doing it for just a discipline. It just makes you disciplined and structured. So it gave me that.
What's crazy? It's like you explaining that and then compare that to community college, where it's like you're with these people only 2 or 3 hours, and it's like these people don't even want to be there, and they're just walking around like just thinking the whole time, I'm ready to go home, I'm ready to go home. So then, like you were kind of explaining how it was. What was the community college you went to called again for 2 years?
West Los Angeles College. It was good. It served its like purpose.
But kids, you were saying like they didn't. It served its purpose, right? But these kids weren't like
most
out there to like socialize.
Yeah, most of them they were just like go like some. Like, I think it's also because of the age gap. There were people that were 30. There were people that were 22, 24 already. So they had their own lives, and then there were people that were 18. But I remember like making like it was the first week. I was like at a point where I'm like, nah, I just have to make friends, just speak to people. Then I'm so close to him, CJ. There's this friend I made. What did I say? I was just like, hey, what's up, man? I don't know. It was so awkward, but like, who cares? Like how you meet in the beginning. It's just like the aftermath of it. And yeah, you just putting yourself out there to make friends is huge. It's
been so cool recently, like especially during COVID, it's kind of like presented that challenge even more, where it's like almost not that you're forced to do that, but it's like you kind of realize, well, otherwise I'm just hanging out with the same friend group that I normally am with. So it's like, let me expand a little bit and just speak to random people. It's been like such a cool process, honestly. Like I feel like I've grown a lot. Like same way doing this podcast, I feel like socially I've just grown like a lot. But speaking of growth, I wanted to ask you, like, right now, what are your like main focuses while you're in Nigeria? Because it looks like you're on your throne right now.
King T'Challa, bro, Black Panther. Like my main focus right now is honestly doing and studying Facebook ads and just like advertising and marketing. Like I found the niche that I wanted to market to. I want to release that there. There might be some marketers that might steal my niche that I'm going to market to. But I found like the niche that I wanted to. I'm studying these 2 courses, but they're both like hand in hand. The one specifically creating your own ads agency. That's where you like advertise for. Could be like for any different company, but you could lead clients to them, but you're doing a specific task. And then the other course is it's ultra focused, where you niche it down. That's a huge thing. You don't want to be like a jack of all trades, because let's say you tell someone that you can do their store, you can do their logo, you can get them clients, you can do all these things. It's going to take you so much time, and you're not going to be able to be efficient. But let's say you're like, I can get you clients. That's the one thing that you're going to do. and you do it well, then you're gonna be able to like get that client again and just doing that again. So that's like been my main focus, like while I'm here, and just connecting to my roots and speaking to my dad and like learning like more about
Yeah.
language. Like I know like a little
Do you have a lot of, having not lived in Nigeria really, do you have like a lot of friends there? Or not really? Have you just been spending most of your time with your family?
yeah, just literally my dad's here. My mom was here for the first week, and I, yeah, it's just been me and my dad like every day basically. I wake up, we work out together. We've been working out like
Yeah.
week, like past 7 days. Like he cycled the past like 3 days, like around the block. That was sick. And I run. My mile time is shit. You're gonna be disgusted.
Yeah, come on, give me your mile time.
I think I PR'd 7:30. 7:30.
Sorry, did you say 7? We need to go on some runs. I need to show you something.
But it's.
I feel like if you train, like obviously you have like kind of like
I'm not trying.
You don't have a run spot, like a long distance. Yeah.
I'm not trying to lose weight.
You're a sprinter.
And I'm also I'm just building up my fitness. So that's my warm up. So I'm just doing that like as a warm up, and I usually do a mile, like 1.5 like miles, and then I get straight into like 30 minutes of just like intense like push-ups, like calisthenics stuff with my dad. Then my dad's like doing like a lot of cardio in the gym.
You inspired your dad to work out again?
Yeah.
Was he not doing that before? Yeah.
For the past 2 years. How crazy. It's because he hurt his knee. But before that, he was working out like for an hour and a half. And even my dad, like before, he was working out, every day except Sunday.
No, I'm inspiring. My goal is to like motivate my family. When because we were in Palm Desert, like at the first part of COVID, and they were running like every day. And they're like both getting in such good shape. And like now that we're in London, it's like it's always muddy. Like there's not as much places to run. So they went from like doing all of that to nothing. So I've come back. I've been like, look, like let's get some yoga going. Let's get some. What's the one called again that we did?
Yoga,
with the breathing.
Kundalini yoga.
Kundalini. I got my mom on that. Like, it's crazy how it's like, it's a cycle. It's like when it's available to you, you'll walk out, but you have to always find a way. I'm doing this. Yeah.
Because beforehand in Nigeria, bro, it's so hot. So like working outside, and if the air conditioning isn't on, you're like, I can't do this. And I never.
Bro, it's messed up.
I never would before. But now it's like there's no excuses, just do it. Like you feel like amazing after. But
in Palm Desert, it was literally 100. It was like 100 degrees for the whole day, and we couldn't go on a run till like at 8 p.m. when it was like 95, and that was torturous. But it was like it had to be done. And now here it's raining every day, but it's like I'm used to the rain. I mean, I've been running in that my whole life. But,
and just doing it.
You need to. Doing it, like regardless.
You said I need to get what?
Say that again?
I need to get what?
You need to read, bro. This book that my friend got me on, it's called Jump Attack. And it's like Michael Jordan, like kind of apparently used to use this to train. It's the craziest training method. It's like an 8-week program. And I'm just finishing the second week right now. My legs are fried. I've taken my 2 rest days because I needed them. The first week was like all these lunges and squats. It's like you don't need any. The cool thing is you don't need any gym equipment or anything. Maybe some like weights for biceps, but that's about it. And when I say like I've died in this workout, like my legs have given in so many times, and it's like but what's cool is the main message he gives is you can stop, but you have to get it done, even if it takes you like 3 times to get to the time. Like, so say it's like a minute squat, or like it was like 2 minutes, and then you do 10 lunges. So it's like, it's so hard to explain, but you'd be in like a lunge position and you'd have to hold it. And then right after the lunge position, you'd go straight into doing the lunges. So it's like this continuous cycle. And most times, like my body would just collapse after like a minute and a half. But it's like the book tells you to like take rest and then come back and finish the time. Bro, like I'm gonna send you this book somehow and some of these exercises because my legs have got bigger. I gained like 10 pounds.
Damn.
I'm getting big, bro. I'm gonna get to you
Wait,
soon.
now.
Remember, huh?
How much do you weigh now?
I'm 198.
Dude, I'm more than you. Let's go.
No way, you're not more than me. How much do you weigh?
Dude, I think I'm like 205.
Yeah, well, you're taking steroids. That's not fair. Come on now.
No steroids out here. Natural gains. Dude, it's crazy. We're gonna put videos and just photos because I look back at photos and I was skinny as hell, man. I was skinny as hell. Even at Beverly, I was skinny as hell.
You did used to be skinny at Beverly, huh? But your legs were always massive. I remember like when you do those 400-meter reps, like Jesus Christ, your shorts were like fucking up.
Dude, yeah, I don't know why this just randomly popped in my head because we were speaking about making friends. I actually made a friend when I went to the village, like my dad's village. It's called I think it's Oladi Papa. Actually, no, Ochi. That's what it's called. His village, Ochi. But anyways, while we were there, I made friends with a goat, bro. A goat. I can speak goat.
I remember seeing that snap. You were snapping about a goat, yeah. Were you by yourself?
It'll make sense. And I was like, nah. And then the goat did it back to me.
I'm glad you made that friend. Man. Why were you there?
It was actually my grandpa's funeral. He passed away in June. And COVID, we couldn't do it until like now because travel was restricted. But yeah, even so, it's a 4-day. I've never been to like a funeral like that. It's 4 days, dude. 4 different days. The first day, Thursday, was just like coming together and just I don't even really know how to explain it. It was kind of like like just meeting everyone again, like just saying hi to everyone. The Friday was the burial, which was like the most like important day, and then like we all had these like shirts that we were wearing together. It was actually like you didn't have to wear there wasn't a specific dress code that you had to wear, but that was like the burial. And yeah, they literally they dig up the grave like for you, and it was intense, like just seeing that and just being there for my dad. And it's
did it kind of bring you together, just having everyone there, like family? That I'm not sure if you've seen that much.
My mom was, so yeah, I'm not that close to like my dad's side of the family, but I'm getting closer. I'm not using that as an excuse because obviously I only met them when I was like 9 because they're all here in Nigeria. I'm closer to my mom's side because they're obviously from America, but they moved to South Africa with me. And yeah, like getting closer has just been huge, and just not using excuses because before it's like, oh, there's a language barrier, but then it's like learn the language. Like now I'm putting in that effort just to learn the language, and there's no excuses unless you make an excuse for yourself, which I was doing in the past, but like screw that. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so he, like my grandpa was like a huge, kind of like so imagine like a chief. He was like a really important person in the village.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad, like literally, so he's taking over now. He's like the head of the family because he's the oldest. And he had to have bodyguards and everything, dude. There were like 8 people there, like bodyguards that he was hiring. Like even when we traveled like to places, we had to have bodyguards and like people escorting us like to places. It was insane. Just that feeling of, and like I couldn't take food from certain people that I didn't know, or drinks because
Why?
They could poison you, like out of jealousy, out of like spite, like things like that. Yeah. So
you really have to watch your back, that, huh?
Yeah.
But like, how have you felt emotionally just since then? Like, did it change any way you thought about stuff, or have you just kind of returned to your routine?
Actually, yeah, I've kind of honestly returned to my routine, but just getting like having that emotional depth and just getting like being there for my dad because I wasn't so close to my grandpa, but I was like there for everything. Just was like there for my dad has been, yeah, it was huge. It was huge.
Definitely.
It was sad. And then the Sunday was like
Man,
church, and it was just like a celebration, which was like really cool.
I can't believe it was 4 days. That's like a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And then you left the next day.
Now we left on Tuesday. Oh yeah, so we leave on Tuesday, and it's like a 6-hour drive back. But because of COVID, they block all like some of the they're blocking some of the roads, and we literally have to take detours. And like some of the like we have to travel all together with the bodyguards in like kind of like there's like 4 different cars that we were with because my mom was there, my aunts and just like other family members. My dad was there, and we were with all these bodyguards and just everyone that we came with. And some of the cars like broke down, so if one car breaks down, we all have to like wait together. And in total, it took us 12 hours to get back. 12 hours of just being in a car, dude. I was like. And even like that mental headspace is just like, oh, this is gonna be over. That's what I just kept telling myself. It's gonna be over. It's gonna be over. We're gonna be. I was like,
how long was it supposed to take?
6 hours. 6 freaking hours.
No.
It ended up being 12.
Oh God. So your goals. So you were saying your goals is Facebook ads and just staying consistent with it.
Yeah, every day.
And would you say you've like achieved so far? Would you say you're like on the right path?
Dude, yes. Like I haven't been this consistent with something and just focused in what I want to do in such a long time, and just to have that clarity. I told you I'm doing like my like leadership course, and I have like a whole bunch of other people just keeping like I'm aware of like, their goals and like what they want to achieve. They're aware of mine. And even like last night, they were messaging me like, "Oh, did you do this? Oh, did you do this?" So we're just all keeping each other accountable, and it's just like unit.
Accountability is love.
Accountability is love. Yeah, you know it.
I remember that. I remember when you told me that. It's so true. And it's like sometimes we're afraid to hold each other accountable because it's that confrontation that we kind of fear. Honestly, man, I love. I keep that. Like I honestly hold that close.
Because.
Yeah.
What would you say your main focus is like now?
So recently, I just kind of realized my like attention span is not that good. Like I'll find myself reading and I'll read like 5 pages, then I'll kind of like lose focus. And it'll be like because I daydream or something, or maybe I don't understand the text that I'm reading. And through journaling, I kind of realized that it was like a recurring like theme that just kept coming up whenever I'd write. So I was like, you know what, let me do some research on how to help increase focus. And what's funny is, so meditation was like the first thing that kept coming up. And when I was a sophomore, I meditated a lot. That's when I was like really into it. I was meditating every day. And I noticed like that's when I got the best grades. Like my focus was really good. And it's kind of funny how I just gradually decreased the amount of meditation I did. And so I've been meditating and like for a lot longer of time. And then I've just been trying to like read like for an hour a day because I wasn't doing that either, to be honest. And with classes over, it's like, what am I doing to like mentally stimulate myself?
That's true. That's freaking true. Even, yeah.
Because like, what are you doing right now that really like mentally
so dude, this is
pushes you?
Yeah, meditation, dude. Meditation every day. And then I told you about Wim Hof, those breathing exercises. We've spoken about.
Oh, I think you briefly did. Yeah.
The base, like the.
What is it again?
It just wakes you up. It's basically, so you take 40 deep breaths in and out, like. And then after you've taken the 40 breaths, you hold your breath for as long as you can. And that's like when those 40 breaths are oxygenating your whole body, and you're lying flat on the bed. So just oxygen's flowing through like throughout your body. And after that, you hold your breath for as long as you can. My highest I've gone up to was 1 minute and 27 seconds. It was crazy.
No way. Did you think you were gonna die when you did that?
You get into this flow of like doing it. And you basically do that for 3 rounds. Like you can do it for like as many rounds as you can, but I noticed like 3 is like the sweet spot for me before like I start. And each round I've noticed it gets better. Like I can hold my breath for even longer, which is the craziest thing. So after you hold your breath again in, so you let go, you hold your breath in for 15 seconds, and that's 1 round. So it's the 40 breaths, then you hold your breath for as long as you can, then let go, then hold your breath for another 15 seconds. That's 1 round. Then you do 3 rounds of that. It honestly takes like 7 minutes to do.
Wait, so what's the goal? It wakes you up, and does it like clear your mind as well?
There's so many benefits that this guy's broken. He's this old ass guy from the Netherlands. He's broken so many Guinness World records for ice, like a lot of cold challenges and just holding your breath. I think I don't know what the exact times were, but literally, I don't know if it could have been Antarctica, but he was swimming underneath ice, bro, underneath this whole like spot. It was crazy ass shit like that. And I think the longest he was in like below zero ice, just like chilling in ice. But all these, if you do all of them, so there's like 3 like units. It's like ice, cold exposure, the breath work, and then I think it's just movements and breathing. So like you would do yoga and do like, I haven't done like, I want to start like get into doing that. So you do
I
like,
want to try that. That sounds so cool.
You do a yoga pose.
Yeah.
In the yoga pose, you do like deep breaths. So you're like so let's say I'm stretching like my leg. It will oxygenate that like leg, and then like oxygen just like flows through that part of your leg. And you do it for each part of your leg. And the benefits like of doing this is just you feel like way more clear, as you were saying about focus. Your focus just goes up intensely. And your immune system, bro, it boosts your immune system. I'm not even joking. When I had COVID.
Oh yeah, you had COVID. I completely forgot about that.
And the first day I was sick, and it was also kind of I kind of like, I didn't make myself sick. I kind of like had this feeling like, oh, like
it's
supposed to be sick.
Yeah.
But when I stuck to doing these exercises, as crazy as it sounds, and just like a lot of little other things that I was doing, even beforehand, I've gotten sick before, and I've done these exercises, and it genuinely boosts your immune system. So it's
so cool, because the book I'm reading is called what's this book called? I have it right here. Stillness is the Key, and it's also about like clearing the mind, and it talks about Marcus Aurelius, right?
Yeah.
It like mentions him a lot, and like having virtue, and I was taking notes on it today. I actually have them right here. I wrote down, there's this word called Junzi. Have you ever heard of that?
Junzi, no.
It's basically a person who emits integrity, honor, and self-control. I'm learning so much from this book. My roommate gave me this. This is actually an incredible book. But I think we strive, and one of the things that's really stuck to me that this book was saying, we should strive for stillness in the mind. And I think naturally the mind is striving towards stillness, but we have so many obstacles that are distracting us, whether it's like just everyday interactions that kind of take us away from everything, or like social media, which is like dopamine that's feeding our brains. And like this book, man, I'm not Christian, but I need to make this my Bible, like this book's amazing.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I also like little terms I heard, like Kaizen. It's this Japanese like business term that
you told me it. What does it mean again?
Small incremental improvements. That's what I'm striving towards. Because dude, in my life, like my mountain is, I want to have 5 clients by the end of this 100 days of leadership that I'm doing. And that seems so huge. It's like this big task that we're accomplish.
Yeah.
Looking at this mountain, but it's like breaking it down. What the hell can I do today? And for me, like doing that today is like this course that I'm doing, and little things that I that they're showing me what I need to do, because I'm following a plan blindly, if that makes sense. And a lot of times we need to do this.
Yeah.
We have a mentor or someone who's guiding us, someone who's in the position that we want to be in. And like if they guide you, like sometimes you just need to follow them blindly and just trust the fucking process. Trust it. So that's what I've been doing. Kaizen, small incremental improvements.
I said Bible, Torah, because I'm Jewish. Obviously, gotta stick to the religion. Don't want to upset anyone.
Obviously, you're Jewish. Are you saying because you have a big nose?
Actually, my nose is perfectly aligned with my face, so I know what you're talking about.
I'll say
well, when we box, your nose will actually become bigger than this, and it will become even wider than it already is, and it's gonna mess up. But obviously, I wouldn't do that to my friend. We're gonna film this boxing fight because I want it to happen.
Dude, yeah, I'm
But
literally whenever.
it just put me off a little bit when you said you did taekwondo. That didn't make me feel too confident. But
Okay.
you know, it's boxing.
It genuinely is. It is mainly focused on kick. So like, and you can only throw 2 punches like in a row. So don't like. But trust me, I understand distances. I understand like the angles of cutting off angles and body control. You're basically fucked.
Do you have natural speed?
Dude, what do you mean? I'm a sprinter. You know I have speed.
Yeah, but you don't have the power. You don't have the dynamite in your right hand like I do. This hand can do wonders.
Wait. Just so the podcast knows, if we put another episode, are we doing an exhibition just where we go light, or you want to go like at it? Because I don't mind. I just need to know the ground rules. You're not mad.
So here's the thing. You're a great friend of mine, but I don't like the way you're talking to me right now. So we might have to make this a real thing.
So at it, yeah. Let's say 6 rounds, 2 minutes. That's fair. Because even that's hard, dude. 6 rounds.
Sorry, so you can run a mile in 7 minutes 30, and you expect that you're going to be able to do 6 rounds.
2 minutes, but dude, you even know boxing fitness is different.
No, it's a different beast.
It's different.
Yeah.
But dude,
well, you know, I'm going to do this next triathlon because I don't think I've done. You know what's crazy? I don't think we even talked about the triathlon since I did it.
No, yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
Damn, it's been like a month before. So the one thing, so it got postponed, and I ended up doing my own one, but it's still supposed to happen in April. So right now I'm kind of not taking a break, but I'm not really able to swim here. But come when I go back, I'm gonna start training for it again. Oh, yeah, it was like incredible, man. Like at the end when I finished and I was on the floor, like I did like everything I said I was gonna do.
That feeling was just epic. You kind of cut out.
It was,
yeah.
And like that feeling of just like 3 months of like hard work training, like just not thinking that you can really. I always had I knew I could do it, but it was like the time that I wanted to do it, and I wasn't 100% sure I could, but I just like.
Dude, I remember looking at the photos, dude. You look like you gave it like everything.
I gave it my all. I remember in the first episode I said like if I have an IV like in my like arm, like if there was an IV I would have taken it right back because I had no energy on that floor.
But how good is that feeling? Everyone out there, like sticking to a goal and just doing what you say you're gonna do. I know when I look back at this episode and I have my 5 clients that I'm doing advertisements to, it's gonna be amazing to like look back in like the headspace and just the doubt that I'm feeling like dude, there's gonna be doubt. There's naysayers like saying, oh, you're crazy for thinking that, but it's just like sticking to it. And even for you,
and even setting like those small like that's doing triathlon, that's a big thing, right? But that's not like the biggest thing in the world. I haven't just like conquered like illness, but it's like
what's the next thing for you?
So the next thing, so that was a sprint triathlon. The next thing is doing a real triathlon, like the full thing. And man, it's a mile of swimming. It's crazy. I just did 800. I felt like a god, and now I'm gonna have to do double that. But it's possible. Like with the training and with the right motivation, it can be done.
Why don't you swim now? Go swim now in the rain.
So hypothetically, I could swim in the river, but it's like actually freezing in it. And my mom went in it the other day, and she like apparently like she was in for 20 seconds, and she thought her body was like starting to seize up, and she couldn't really move. So that kind of scared me a little bit.
Ross Edgley, bro, you read his book. You have to.
Ross Edgley, true. I could go in the
water like that. Wasn't he swimming?
I've done it before. Yeah, he swims in like freezing cold. But I don't know if it's like that to that extent. Like it's really like it's raining. Like there's ice like in the water as well. Like it's really fucking cold.
Wasn't he swimming at night, dude? That book, anyone who doesn't know Ross Edgley, you explain more because you read his book. He's just this man that just has like inspiring confidence and energy, and he does like all these crazy events like running a triathlon or like carrying a log 24 miles, like anything you can possibly imagine.
and he wrote a book on like all the mental and physical challenges of it. And he's part of the reason I did the triathlon, to be honest.
Yeah.
Finding that goal is everything. But what I was gonna say about you is like, even having like 5 clients, like that's not like an unrealistic thing at all. And like, if you can hit that, I feel like having a short-term goal is kind of like, it's almost like you need the momentum. And once you hit that, it gives you the energy to keep going, opposed to just setting like one really big goal.
But yeah, these are like 5 clients that are gonna pay me like minimum from each client that I want to receive is 1,000. Like that's the minimum amount of like work that I'm like willing to do for each client. So that's like 5K a month plus like a job that I'm actually going to be doing. Like, yeah, just those numbers, you can do the math if I'm doing a job, like another full-time job. Just having those numbers in my head is just like insane to think of. And that sounds insane for right now, but I know when I achieve that, like it's just like the next thing. But like right now, that's insane for me.
We're gonna, like you said, we're gonna look back at this. But listen, that was a good episode. We just wanted, like I said, we wanted an episode just me and you just talking, catching up. Apparently, you think you can beat me in a boxing fight, which we both know.
I'm gonna beat you in a boxing fight. Look how nervous. The audience, comment down below. Like this guy looks nervous. He's shaking in his boots.
Look at his face. Look at his face. You see the way he keeps fidgeting? Look at me. I'm completely still. Stillness is the key. Read this book. Yeah, we'll have a guest on next week. But yeah, in a bit.
See you guys.